welcome back to the Pretty Extreme Podcast. I am PX Floor, and if you're barely tuning in right now, thank you for finding me. It has been quite some time since I posted an episode, and today I was a little inspired because I did a show. I produced a monthly showcase about 4 days in a week. I don't get to host one of those shows anymore. And I'm kind of eliminating them one by one, but I produce a show, 4 shows once a month during the first week of the month. So Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I absolutely love what I do. And I do have a day job now. I don't know if that was one of the things that I brought up, but I do have a day job now. And the reason why I was inspired to do this podcast is because after I did my show, I went to the San Jose Improv to go help with creating some marketing videos for social media because I am co-hosting the open mic at the San Jose Improv. And while I was there, shout out to marketing, San Jose Improv, Paul. He asked me a very important question and asked me who's my target audience? And it took me a second to think about it. And when I finally responded, I said, you know what? Divorced women, divorced people, women, married people. But then when I think about my jokes and the material that I use, it's not necessary for married people, but I feel like when married people see me or hear my jokes, they're like, yeah, we're never getting a divorce. You know, that's kind of like the vibe I get. Like, and then now, after thinking about what I said and then thinking about it some more, and now I'm at home, I realize my target audience is everyone. Whether they hate me, whether they love me, just any person who's willing to listen. I have a story to tell, and it's not like any other story, but I believe everyone has a story to tell. It's just a matter of who is willing to share. And I believe in sharing stories. And the reason why is because I want to inspire people to not give up, to keep hoping, to keep praying, to keep reaching for better, for greatness. And, it took me a minute to realize who my target audience is, and I want to target everyone. I mean, even people who don't like me, like if they're taking the time to talk smack about me through their day, like I feel like I did my part. My part is to bring happiness. That's really what I want to do. I want to make people laugh, and it'd be nice to make money doing it, which on that note, please catch me at the San Jose Improv April 27th. It's the week after Easter, a week after 420, and I'm really, really excited. I want to make a special shout out to my sponsors, which is Primetime Martial Arts in San Jose. Also, and all these businesses I'm about to shout out, shout out to them for sponsoring and making a donation to my dream, and all the donations and sponsorships that they make allow me to produce more shows. It allows me to pay comedians. It allows me to create a animation that I'm trying to get ready for the show. It helps me create merch, which, by the way, Death by Stickers. I ordered stickers from them and I still haven't gotten it. So yeah, anyways, special shout out to my sponsors, which is Primetime Martial Arts. I have Dr. Lester, San Jose City Studio, Dental Studio, and then Paramount Imports, and I feel like there's one more, Foxtail Fermentation. And I think that is it. So it's shout out to Primetime Martial Arts, San Jose City Dental Studio with Dr. Lester Martinez, Paramount Imports, and Foxtail Fermentation. Thank you guys for sponsoring, making a donation to help me get my comedy career going. That's my dream, and that's what I'm here to do. Paul also asked me, like, what is it that I'm trying to do? And I eventually, my end game is opening, like, my own comedy club. That's definitely something I want to do. And in addition to that, I would love to have my own show one day. I would love to have my own daytime show, or a show where I can interview and inspire other people to not give up. It's so hard, and I don't think people understand what other people are going through unless they share that story. Like, what a lot of people, you don't know, a lot of you guys don't know, is that I did try to kill myself at one point. Clearly I wasn't successful because I wouldn't be on this podcast. And I realized after the attempt that I still want to kill myself. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but the difference from then till now is I don't act on it. I think it a lot. And I don't know if anyone else experiences this, but I suffer from severe depression, anxiety, and I feel like this is the first year where I was able to overcome the depression and the anxiety, but the only way I was able to overcome it is because I'm so busy. Like, I have no life. All I do is whack, 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 whack. Like, that's literally all I do. And I mean, it's good that I'm busy, but it sucks because I feel like I have no life. Like, I work at a storage facility, I work at a comedy club, and then I produce and perform all over the Bay Area to do shows. I want to expand that. I was very blessed and fortunate to be able to go to different states in the beginning of doing stand up comedy. And now that I'm a lot older and I don't have the time to do all the traveling and stuff, I'm trying to hone in here in San Jose and let people know that this is the place to be. I have changed my thoughts in the whole comedy thing. And it never was like that. I hear people say, I need to go to San Francisco. I need to go to New York. I need to go to Texas. I need to go, Chicago, to go change the comedy scene, to go visit different comedy scenes. And I 100% believe that. I 100% believe that we should visit other comedy scenes. But I also believe that we should build where we are at. If there is no comedy scene where you are at, why don't we build it? I don't know. That's just my thought in trying to build something. Building a scene for people to hone in on their craft and realize they're not alone. There's people just as demented in the comedy scene as them. And I feel like that's where the acceptance in the community, where none of us are the same unless you're a twin. But even then, mentally, emotionally, different likes, right? Different dislikes, even if you're a twin. Or maybe you both like the same thing, but everyone's thought process is different. Everyone is built differently. Even identical twins. There's like sometimes a birthmark, right? Or one has a lazy eye. Who knows? And I think we should be embracing our individuality and, more positivity. I know I was talking about just like I think about killing myself. I'm being honest. I'm being completely transparent. Like, I think of me not being here. Do I act on it? No. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, you need to call the suicide hotline. And I'm like, yeah, if there is a point in your life where you're just like, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, you don't know who to talk to, yeah, contact the suicide hotline. Because I feel like they're trained people who are there to help people. And I guarantee they've helped thousands of lives, hundreds, thousands of lives, take a different path, take a different course. And I believed I've helped some people, as far as being in their darkest moments and guiding them to a better thought process, or at least maybe distracting them right at that moment. I want to share my story and I want to share it with everyone, not just anyone in particular. No specific audience. And I'm not a marketing person. I don't know. But I am gonna admit that I don't like social media. I said hate earlier today, and I feel like hate is such a strong word, and I don't like social media. Um, do I go on it? Yeah, hell yeah, I do go on social media. Do I do death scrolls? Sometimes I do. I've actually been a lot better. I'm trying to not be on social media as much. I'm trying not to let my phone run my life because there is so much more to live for. And I think sometimes because there's influencers, it helps with influencing either negative energy or positive energy. And I'm looking for positive energy. And I want to do that for myself before I can try and help others, right? Right now, I'm on social media to share what I'm doing. Like, hey, I'm doing comedy. Hey, I'm here to make you laugh. Hey, this is what I've been through. And I am hoping that it will inspire other people to share their story or at least listen and realize that they are not alone. 2025, I want to feel alive. You know, I called 2024 last year, don't be a whore. And I did a great job. I did not whore around last year. Uh, I'm retired. No. I've learned to be celibate, and it's by choice. You know, I'm happy with how I am as an individual. But since I quit smoking, I kid you not, I'm like, I don't know, like I want to get back into smoking cigarettes, but I don't, you know? And after I quit smoking cigarettes last year, I gained 40 pounds. So at this point, do I want to kill myself? Yeah. Do I want to chop off body parts of myself? Yeah, because maybe it'll cut some pounds. But then also, I want to embrace this is who I am. 40 pounds heavier. You know, we're always celebrating people losing weight. Why don't we celebrate people gaining weight? Because I gained this weight because I quit smoking. I just need that habitual, like, I don't know, putting stuff in my mouth. Don't say putting stuff in my mouth. But yeah, it's been a challenging year, you know, and it's been pretty extreme. What's pretty extreme is that I'm headlining the San Jose Improv April 27th, and that is the first place I ever performed in my life. And I don't want it to be my last. I want to one day tour the world. That'd be awesome. But I'm not in the best financial capacity to be able to tour outside of San Jose. Now, I'll drive a little bit, you know, drive to some shows up north, Southern California if I ever get booked there. I've never been booked down there. I've been booked in Texas. I've been booked in Hawaii. Oh, it's really late at night right now, and I just had the epiphany. Like, I need to do this podcast. I need to get it out of my system. I need to do this episode. I need to execute my ideas. And, you know, this podcast, I've been doing this podcast for a few years now. Probably not as consistent because I don't think that many people listen to it. I looked at the last episode and there was 2 people who listened to it, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm okay with that. Maybe I shouldn't because I think the goal is to get more people to listen, right? But I'm okay with that because someone is listening. I'm getting to somebody, and that's what I want. I don't know who it is, but that's what I want. At least I got to someone. And I'm hoping that these are making people's days. I wanted to say a special thank you to Athena Rodriguez. She commented on one of the episodes. Asked, "What did you think about the episode?" And she says, "Giving grace and kindness, understanding and empathy to others becomes our own form of group therapy. This episode had your whole heart into it, and I loved it for sure." And that episode was posted last year, May 4th, 2024. May the 4th be with you. And that episode was called Still Here. Thank you for listening, one person. And I think the one person is Athena. So if you are on social media, then please, please, please follow her. She shines for you. She's on Instagram. She's an amazing comedian, really funny. She's a medium too, so she's a comedian, and she's definitely one of my favorites. Um, I'm I'm so happy because Athena Rodriguez has actually helped a lot with running the room out in Stockton at Ground Stack. So Stockton, if you are listening, thank you for keeping Ground Stack going. Special shout out to Athena Rodriguez, Funky Sam Medina, and Elvin McGlinte. Those are the three amigos out there that are keeping the room going. I mean, it's really weird going from not working and then working with no life. You know, it's not easy being a single parent. It's not easy raising teenagers, but um I'm here. I'm alive. You guys are probably worried and thinking like, oh, she's gonna go kill herself. No, I'm not gonna kill myself. And if anyone is out there who has these thoughts, please know that you're not alone. Please reach out, reach out to someone, anyone. If there's anything that I would recommend for people who feel alone, depressed, suicidal, I do recommend writing a lot. I do recommend recording videos because I have so many videos of me just talking to myself, like saying, "PX, what the fuck are you doing?" Like that, like straight up, like, Are you okay? What's going on? What can you do different?" And what I think I can do different is be more consistent on this podcast. I mean, I can't believe how long I've had this podcast. I'm thinking at least a few years. I mean, my first episode, I believe, was with Birdman, who now is my coworker at the San Jose Improv. Be sure to follow him. That's the awesome vato right there. This good guy, been through a lot. Bay Area, local comedian. He's doing stuff down south, which is amazing. He's made a name for himself, and I'm really proud of how far he's gone and how he's still thriving. He's gonna keep going, and that's how it should be. We should keep going. We don't stop. That's living. 2025. I feel alive. I've had this podcast for 5 years. 5 years. I started it back in March with Birdman. And then a couple months later, I actually did an episode with Atu Walker. And that's funny too, because Atu is also now one of my coworkers at the San Jose Improv. And, I'm looking at my timelines here, and I was very consistent in 2022 and 2023, and then in 2024 I just kind of like dropped off. And I'm sad that it dropped off, but at the same time I'm not, because I'm going to do it whenever I have time, whenever I'm available. And I don't expect this thing to pop off. It'd be nice if it did. I met Ryan Sickler. I hosted for him last Thursday, and it was really awesome to open for Ryan Sickler. Be sure to check him out. He's had really awesome podcasts. Highly recommended. Honeydew, Crab Feast, and Lefty's Son, which is his YouTube special. Do recommend watching him. Watching comedians live is amazing. Being able to see different types of comedians in my sanctuary, in the place that I started, is the most rewarding and amazing feeling. It makes me want to get there, and I'm right there. It's right there at the tip of my fingers. And I can't wait. I can't wait to die. No, I can't wait to see where my life is going to go for 2025. Suicide isn't a joke. It isn't. But suicide isn't an epidemic. And that's why I'm having this conversation. Because as much as people say, don't talk about it, I think we should address a lot of issues that are happening right now in the world and take the time to listen to people, take the time to feel, because I think the world moves so fast that we forget. We forget to stop and smell the roses. We forget that there's something other than what is stressing you out. And my goal is to change my stress, to be more body positive, to be more mental positive, because it's so easy for me to be there for other people and encourage other people. But when it comes to myself, it's so hard. It is so challenging to be able to take your own advice. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why. But it is. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for myself. I am thankful for the resilience. I'm thankful for my friends. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the comedy scene, because it's the first place where I actually felt like I fit in. And I'm so thankful. It gets depressing sometimes, especially when I work shows, not like I'm performing, but let's say I'm not watching, well, I am watching, but I'm more working. Let's say I'm working an event with a famous comedian, and the audience that their target are all couples. Like every single person walking into that venue are all couples. It gets depressing because I just see how cute and sweet and how loving everybody is, and it makes me want to fall in love, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to fall in love again and get heartbroken again. I'm not ready to fail, because I feel like I've been failing a lot. It may not seem like it, but I failed in marriage, I failed in going to college, finishing college. I didn't fail going to college because I went to college. I just failed in finishing college. And I failed in banking. I was in banking for 16 years, and then I got laid off. And because I got laid off, I couldn't afford to pay my bills. Because I couldn't pay my bills, they tried to sue me, and take me to court. These creditors who I was trying to negotiate and be able to make minimum payments, like if not less than minimum, because that's all I could afford. I'm not working. I was on disability for a year, and it wasn't enough. And once I wasn't able to pay some of my bills, the next step was bankruptcy, because they were going to come after my house. And that was one of the main reasons why I filed bankruptcy, because I didn't want to lose my home. And now here I am working 2 jobs, paycheck to paycheck, doing everything in my power to not lose my home. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not the only one going through this. I know I'm not the only one going through this. I know that there's other people struggling, trying to make ends meet, I know that there's people who feel alone and probably the same thing as me, yearning to be in a relationship. But I'm going to do a hard pass. Don't say hard. If the right person is out there for me, then they're out there and they'll find me, because I tried finding them and I failed 3 times. So I'm gonna be a bench warmer, and I'm okay with being alone. And the more I think about it, like, it's lonely, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm very, very blessed to have my kids, my family, and my friends. Because if it weren't for my friends, I'd be a lot more depressed. And really, I want to thank my work. All the work that I've been putting in, it's helped me. It's helped me get past through this life that, I thought was pretty much over when I couldn't get back into banking. I was like, what am I gonna do? 23 years down the drain, I didn't know. I didn't know what else to do. And it was funny because I applied at like, Chase and stuff like that. And I had an interview for a part-time job with them. And I did the interview. This was like during the summertime, I want to say like June, July. And they said, oh, you weren't a good fit. We went to a different person, whatever. And I was sad. And, they probably emailed me like a month later to tell me that they went with someone else. And then fast forward to like November, December, they sent me another email saying, we went with another person. And I'm like, I fucking get it. Why are you telling me again? It made me depressed, But, for those who deal with depression and anxiety, like you're not alone. Those who have suicidal thoughts, you're not alone. The goal is to not act upon them. The goal is to help with life positivity. There's so much more to live for. At least that's what I have to keep telling myself. I feel like my purpose isn't complete. Like, I feel like there's something else that I'm supposed to be doing. And life is short. I found out one of my cousins, one of my uncles in the Philippines was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Forgot which one. I don't know if it was leukemia. And he's such a loving, sweet, happy man. And he has an amazing wife who's supporting him during this process. And they're an amazing couple. No kids. Healthy. Don't smoke. I don't know if they drink. I don't think they drink either. And he ended up getting cancer. I can't think of what it was called. But I believe it affected his lungs. It's not lung cancer. I'm gonna say it's something else, but I'll follow up and let you guys know what it was next time. But when I heard and when I watched the videos of him, it made me so blessed to know him. It's an honor to be related to him, because even though he's going through what he's going through, he is, talking to other family members about, hey, I'm going to fight. This is what I'm doing. And that's how family work. That's how humans work. We're going to keep fighting until we can't fight no more. And we're fighting to live right now. Healthcare is kind of weird. Jobs are like, ugh. I know a lot of people that are unemployed looking for work right now. I don't know what's happening. I feel like we're back in a recession, or I don't think we ever left the recession. And I'm hoping that something changes this year. Last year, I won some money last year, and I look back and I'm like, where'd that all money go? I was like, oh, I know, bills. That's where it went, because I wasn't working for a while. And now that I'm working, I just don't have life. I barely even have time to do my podcast. I mean, I rarely really did it anyways. But, I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start doing my podcast live. Not live, but like record my podcast while I'm at work and just be like talking like, hey, I'm here at work. This is who we're listening to, because I want to do my podcast more. I want to record more of my podcast. And not because I'm like, I want more people to follow me. No, I want to tell my story. And for those who can latch on and listen and appreciate my values, my goals, and can help support me mentally, spiritually, that's what I'm doing this for. And my audience is everyone. That's who I want. I want everyone. I want everyone to listen, love me, hate me, whatever it is. And know that I am just here to make you laugh. So, if you're still tuning in, thank you for listening to the Pretty Extreme Podcast. Have a wonderful life.